Hey everybody, I've been asked by several people to do an overview of the Pyware 3D sketch tool to aid you in your charting for this year. This could be really valuable for a lot of different situations, including pregame rewrites for various shows and things like that. So let's just dive in really quick and talk about some of the basics of the sketch tool. First of all, up here in the top right corner, there's a little compass. When you click on that, that puts you into sketch mode. That's really important to know. Unclick it and you're back in regular drawing mode. This book right here is the library icon so that you can build a sketch library or pull from a sketch library. And above it is an icon that says compass to X. And that's how you match individual performers to your sketch. Okay, so the basics of the sketch tool. So you have sketches that you can write, and then you have to match performers to the sketches. So basic. So if I go into sketch mode, I just click the top right corner, that compass. You'll see that all of your drawing tools have now become red. That just helps you to see another visual indicator that you're in sketch mode. If I draw a line, they all become red squares. Now, you can think of these red squares as performer locations, or you can think of them as anchor points. It's an important distinction that you can think of them both ways, because when we match people to a sketch, you can go either way on that. Now, I'm going to come out of sketch tool. Now you notice I have 10 performers right here. If I draw a line with 10 performers in it, and I highlight the line using the selection tool and then go to the compass to X that matches performers to a sketch, it will match them identically. Okay, 10 people, 10 spots in a straight line. Okay, that's fundamental one. I'm going to delete all of that. I'm going to do another try on this. Go to the sketch tool and let me draw a curve. Okay. Now you notice I have 29 players. If I draw a line and I have 29 performers in it, and I select them and match them to the tool, it will do it directly to the spot. Whether it's a curve or not, it'll do the individual things. Now I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to delete these performers. Let's pretend that I have a performers of 25. Not 29. So there's 29 performers here, like in a sketch, 29 spots, and there's 25 here. Now, if I hit the match tool, it will then evenly distribute those 25 people along the anchor points that you have created in your sketch tool, unless I click sketch points to places. If I click that, then it will, in the grouping order that you drew the line, it will do the first 25 spots in your curve. So it'll match the first 25 spots in your sketch to the first 25 people you have here. If I hit accept, you notice that when I did that, it did exactly to the anchor points that I created, but then those 4 extra anchor points, they go away. It's really important to remember. All right, I'm going to delete this, go back to a flat screen. Let's just talk about how to create a sketch. Now, we can use the sketch tool, turn that on, and draw in that mode. Most of us, though, are used to seeing the blue X's, the blue dots, the blue symbols. So if you want, you can draw a form. I'm just going to draw a couple things. Omit overlaps at anywhere just for fun. And, maybe I have like a J thing there, omit overlaps. Let's say you really want this set to be somewhere in your show. You've created this. It has 105 people. And you know this is a set you want to put in the show. All right. Now, the first thing you want to do is go up to the library tool. And then I'm going to create a new sketch file. I'm just going to call this John's Sketchbook. And this is for show 1. You can call these things whatever you want. Hit save, hit done. Now that I've created this, I can go to my sketch library and I can import things into it. All right, now there's different ways you can do it. I can select the entire form, hit the book icon, and add selected shape to my sketch. When I click that, we'll call it John Abstract. I've added that to the library. Okay. Now I'm going to delete that sketch page from the library because there's another way you can do it. Let's say you have a page tab at various spots. Let's take this and let's just manipulate this a little bit. It's not going to be the coolest thing in the world. And then this set here, we're going to make this, I'll make it a straight line, but we'll group it a little bit different. So you got a neat little transition that you've created. Then you want these people to come over here and to join this line. And then we'll take this off. And you want these people to come. So you've created kind of a cool little transition that you know you like. Little palm tree looking thing. Now I can go back to this set. I can hit the library icon and I can add all sets as a sketch. I can hit this button and all those page tabs that I've created are now things that you can match up later on in a show. All right. So that's the super basics of drawing and creating sets in a sketch. So a practice that I use a lot, especially if I'm doing like a big picture show or animation show, something like that, especially for large college groups, is I'll go in and create one set, and then I'll be able to take that set as a sketch and put it into the drill that I'm working with. All right, so we've got how many total performers here? We have 105. I'm going to say new drill. I don't want to save this. John's Sketches. It's a new drill, brand new, great. So let's say I'm working in this show. I've got 105 people in it. Let's just say this is a set that I'm working on. I really want them to start in a straight line. For whatever reasons I've decided, I want them to start in a straight line. And then page 2 at count 48, I want them to go to a sketch that I've created. So I'm going to go up here to this book tool, and I'm going to hit this, and you can hit these 3 dots, and I can go in here and I can find John's Sketchbook and load that. Or I can load whatever sketch I want, but these 3 dots make sure that you're working on the right one. So you see here, here's our first sketch that we did. So now we just have to get people to go to it. So I select the book, and then I'm going to use this sketch at 48. So you see my red anchor, my ending tab is at 2. From 1 to 2, I want them to go from the straight line to this set. I'm going to use, hit escape. Oh, this is a really good thing. This happens sometimes with the sketch tool. You'll get this and you're like, oh no, what do I need to do? All right, if this happens, you notice that a bunch of my anchor points are gone away. That's all right. All I'm going to do is I'm going to restart Pyware. Sometimes that happens. So working with Pyware, sometimes the code and the things happen, and you just have to reboot and try again. So I'm reloading all of this. Great. Back into Pyware. Open my John Sketches file. And there we go. Now, hit 2. See all that right there? I'm just going to hit delete. Get rid of that sketch. Go back to this. I'm going to pull in John's sketchbook. And then I'm going to hit use. See, now everything is back to normal. So sometimes you just have to be patient and allow your computer to do what's necessary. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to match. Now I know that I have 105 performers, and I know that I have 105 spots in the set. So I'm going to do person to person or anchor point to anchor point matching. So I've got 35 people right there in that sketch. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight 35 people. Okay. Now, what you could do is you could say, I want my 35 trumpets to be right there. And then you select your 35 trumpets and then you just match. So now I'm going to hit the compass to X, the match tool, and see nothing happen because we have more than one form. It doesn't know where to go. So I'm going to click on the circle where I want people to go, and it will match them up. Now, all these paths are not what I want. They're just not what I want. So I'm going to hit clear, and it's going to start right here. And then there's little circles here, just like you would match in a copy-paste. You're going to do the same thing. So I'm just going to just start clicking here and matching as people go. Now, I don't have to worry about points to places or not because I know the exact number of people is exactly the same. If it weren't the same, then I'd have to change my order. Okay? Then I'm going to go click accept, and I've got those people. Then I'm going to repeat this process until I'm done. So maybe next I want these. Okay, now look, I've got a lot of different things. Maybe I don't want to match all of that at the same time. I can use the knife tool just like I would in regular design and glue things together. Now, in this sketch has 22 people, and I want the next 22 to be in it. So I can just select the 22 people that I want, hit the match, click the form, hit enter. Okay, so now I've got 30 people. Okay, so what can we do? Now, if you select, let's say we have the box tool, and you hold down Option. I'm on a Mac. If you hold down Option as you select, it will only select a sketch. So I can go, make sure I'm doing this correct. So like I just click right there, hold Option down, and I'll make sure that I just select. Now, if I go over a bunch of people, it's gonna select that. Okay, so right here, I've got 30 people, and I want the first 30. So I can go like this, and I can just count. The other thing you can do is just take this form and get it out of the way of the sketch, because it doesn't really matter, and then select the first 30 people. Hit the match tool, select the sketch you want, and hit enter. Now, I've got 18 here, 18 here. I know that I matched them up correctly. If you get to the end and you have more performers or you have more sketch points, then you have to go, okay, where did I make an error? Did I leave somebody out earlier? So I just hit this, hit that, and then we're done. Okay, so now I know we've got collisions, but hey, we've got decisions that we can make now about creating this transition. Now, I can create another page tab. And let's say there that I want the next sketch, I hit the book tool, go to set 2, hit use sketchpad, and I'm done. And then I just match and match and match. Okay. So there's a lot of different ways that you can manipulate with the sketch tool. So one thing that I've done is I have a library of all these different sketches, different shows that I've written, different pictures, all sorts of things. I created like letters, and then you can go through here and you can have different ones, and then you can build, phrases or words or all sorts of things within that. So you can actually go in and create your own sketches to make things go faster. Let's say you're working on pregame, and every year your pregame, your numbers are a little bit different, but your forms are the same. Well, if you know you have one set that you want to make right, go into the pregame that you like the best, copy that form. So you're just going to, let's say that this is the form. You're just going to highlight it and then add selected shape to the library, and then you can pull it into this year's pregame and match it up using anchor point ranges. So you can fudge some people and have either more or less in different areas, and then when you need to have them on the grid, you keep them on the grid to continue to use the same thing and not have to completely rewrite your pregame every year. I hope some of this is helpful for you. If you have questions about how to use the sketch tool, or you want me to do a follow-up video to this, shoot me an email or shoot me a message, and I'll be glad to help you.